A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma. A galactic historian goes to each and every line of dramatic karma and lives in soul family with everyone, so they see the big picture of all of the karma that's going on in a local part of the universe.
The infrastructure of potential was there. You still had to connect the dots and use a series of free will expressions to get you there. There are also a number of people, the karmic doors closed them off to so much, all that was left was this galactic historian guy on the internet. People who listened to the Galactic History 1 and within a year went back to sleep because the world turned to be really shitty and no one woke up. None of the predictions happened. I understood as a higher soul that being in this time with the perceptive nature of the human I could be attracting people to the material that a person had to open the door with.
Hello everyone out there in the great universe. Welcome to the Talking Stick Show. So I am back with the usual suspects and co-hosts. We have Universal Citizen Media's David Ellis.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Just had a little bit of a meditative moment there. Hello, everyone. We're back in space again. Really happy to be here. This is going to be one of those shows where we, get into the weeds of things.
Thank you for coming on again, David. And we have Amy Music, Kruzic.
Amy Music, Kruzic. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
How art Amy today?
How art Amy? Amy's doing great. She's doing good.
Good. And we have Two Feathers, Laura Massey. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Dale. Hi, David. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
Hi, Joel, our producer. Hi, everybody. Good to be here. I think already this is going to be fun.
Good to see you, Laura. So we are open call-in show again, the regular schedule, the regular plan. So Joel has put the description into the chat. If you want to come and have a talk with a team of professionals, get a reading, ask a question. If you feel stuck and want some advice, head into the Zoom room and come speak to us. We do not bite. Don't worry. We're nice people. So Laura, do you want to tell people about you not biting, of a lovely person you are, and for all the chicken shits out there to come on?
You've got an amazing opportunity, guys, today, because we've got David on as well. I mean, obviously the wonderful Amy and Dale, but we do have David, who's got a very varied point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the truth?
A lot of wisdom and experience. So we'd love you to come in and talk to us about anything at all.
And we mean anything. When we say anything. We really mean anything. Right? And you don't have to be afraid to come in. We're not going to do any roasting or anything like that. So come in. And even if you have called in before, you may come in as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Unless you would like a hot seat, no, Dale. Unless they would really like a hot seat roasting.
Yes, hot seat would be good. Do you want to tell the listeners about the hot seat, Laura, and what the hot seat is, for those who aren't aware?
Hot seat's a difficult place to put your backside down on and stay there, because it's full of questions that you don't want to answer, and you can go into denial and distraction and lots of other things. But if you put a question to somebody, they need to answer it, really. You need to answer it. Having a question put at you might be quite a direct question, and the more uncomfortable the question makes you, the more healing is needed.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's fun, actually. I've done 2 or 3. I think Amy has.
So,
Yeah.
guys, what is the topic of today's? How are you guys feeling today? Is that like, are y'all feeling like okay? Like this morning, I woke up and my brain is not connecting correctly, which is a bad admission for somebody who is now on a talk show. We have somebody entering the waiting room. Yes. We have our first caller. Thank you.
So Brian has entered the Zoom of the room. We are giving you signal to unmute, my friend. We know Brian.
Zoom of the room. The
Brian,
Zoom room.
hello, are you there?
Hang on. Yes. How are you, everyone?
Hi,
Great to hear your
Brian.
voice.
We're
We are
good.
fine.
Good to have you on.
I've refused to be the chicken shit anymore. I watch quite often, and I love to watch live, and it's long overdue that I participate.
It is, because thinking of what you wrote and shared with us on mentorship the other day, you have come a long way in finding your voice.
And with that writing, for some reason, I just continue to do it, like just out of joy.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, that's the way.
Like that.
Yeah.
So, Brian, like listening to your writing as well, and being on the mentorship with you, and obviously you're on the hypnotherapy and counseling as well. Just seeing your progress is incredible, and your writing style is so unique. Do you want to talk a little bit about the mentorship and how that went for you and so on?
Look, it was great to have such guided meditations with such skilled professionals, like you're all seasoned with the way you deliver your prepared material, and it's just a joy. And I just wanted to say, I was a chicken shit the other day, but all I wanted to say, what I got from it was a lesson in the pace that guided meditations need to be delivered. So that was the lesson I got, that all 3, and we can't dismiss Andrew. Andrew's the expert, but Amy, Laura, and Dale, you were delivering at a really comfortable, smooth, melodic, rhythmic speed. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Brian. Do you know?
Thank you.
To do that, I think it was Dale who said to me just before we went on the webinar to leave spaces between the sentences. Wasn't it you, Dale? You said that to me?
Yes.
Spaces between the written sentences, don't have it all in one block, which is how I used to write it. And now when I'm writing it, I'm automatically leaving those spaces as if I was reading it out loud. And so when you do that, it really helps. You take a break.
It makes sense, and it just slows everything down, so the audience can absorb the material.
So let's talk about writing for a bit, because for me, writing has really helped me with my creativity. Writing for me is like giving myself a session. When I go into writing, it's feeling that flow and that interconnectivity with spirit, but also what I'm going through. Like I tend to find I cry not all the time, but I do get tears when I write because there'll be stuff stuck in my emotions, or there'll be stone stuck in me at some point where I'm not seeing, and the writing gives me that kind of medium to get it out of me. Everyone has a different medium of how to get emotions out of them. Some people use music, some people play chess, whatever you want to use. But specifically for me, writing has really helped me go into that creativity, high frequency zone, work with the celestial 1 million letter alphabet, and understand that everyone has a unique talent and a style to write. So, Brian, you have a very unique talent and style. Do you want to talk a little bit about your writing journey and how that has changed from doing so much, by doing it so much, doing the mentorship and so on?
Well, I've in recent years, it's only been recent years that I've come into contact with Andrew. And yeah, I always understood the importance of keeping journals and writing, documenting your journey, and and having your records there in pen or however you want to record it. But I've recorded voice material. I've prepared enough for by now it's enough for a short book on some pretty surprising things that have happened in my life over the years. And it's just Andrew's encouragement and his style, that's the language is so, it's basic but not basic, if you know what I mean. There's plenty of as he says, layers and plenty of stuff that we need to understand, we're yet to understand. And writing is just an outlet. So I have done it in the past. I need to do it more. I've been busy, distracted with many things over the last year, and pain has been one of them. So, but my stories, my memories are etched in my memory banks, and the stories will flow again as soon as I'm just in between accommodation as well. I'm just trying to get myself sorted with comfortable digs. So it's all happening for me. Trying to get out of a wheelchair, trying to get surgery.
Beautiful, Brian. So we'd like to invite you to sit on the hot seat. Would you like to accept our galactic invitation to you?
Yeah, yes.
So
where
firstly,
do I find the disclosure?
Yes. So we have the question master, David Ellis, Amy Kruzic, Laura Massey, Dale Tobin, ready to go, ready to fire. We have our first hot seat contestant, Brian. Good sir, welcome. Come on down. So Laura, you're going to be the first one to open this hot seat. How do you want to open it?
Okay, Brian. So have you done one of these before, Brian?
No, you've got to be gentle with me, Laura. It's my first time.
Yes.
There's feathers all over the...
So that totally negates the point of a hot seat.
Like a virgin.
I won't be offensive. Brian, so I want you to see a big stack of wood in front of you.
Not a big stack of cash.
So for now, let's see the big stack of wood. And David, Amy, Dale and I are going to go up from the 4 directions. And we're going to light this wood. And we're going to watch it get nice and hot and really white hot. There's a great big chair, like an umpire's chair, for like they have at tennis on on Wimbledon, an umpire's chair. So it's really high. So we're not going to send you straight away. So you're going to climb up that chair, climb up the steps to the chair and sit atop that hot fire and feel it under your backside a bit. Can you feel it?
Yes, I can feel it.
Okay. So, Brian, I want you to think about where you are now in life and where you'd like to be in life on your journey on this good red road. And I want you to name something you think you see as something that's holding you back. A stumbling block.
A stumbling block is the failure of this skin suit that I'm wearing to keep up with the demands that I place on it.
Okay, so could you be placing unreasonable demands on your skin suit?
It's as they say in the real estate game, it's just fair wear and tear.
Okay. Is there any possibility? Is there any truth in the statement that you're placing too much?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, and how would it feel if you didn't place so many expectations on that skin suit?
Well, it just needs some love and attention and some rehabilitation, because I spent 10 months not knowing what my injury was, and it's just recently that a fluke MRI scan discovered my ailment. But yeah, it's just the unknowing. It's just the unknowing. All that time I couldn't treat myself because I didn't know what was wrong with me. So we couldn't make a plan. We couldn't go down any recovery modes, because so now that I know, I'm in a better place, and I feel just a deep sense of I'm just thankful that finally something, has emerged from all this chaos.
So is your skin suit really a stumbling block?
Well, I'd like to think the memory in these muscles will remember the days of a fitter version of me, and will remember what it's like to engage in a daily practice which involves exercise and some other reformative measures.
What does that look like to you, Brian? Can you give us that?
That looks like, to me, days spent on massage tables, getting all sorts of release work and deep tissue work. And I've only just started massaging myself the last 2 months. So that's the only sort of treatment I've had in a year. So, I can only do what I can do. I wouldn't even be able to get up onto a massage table on my stomach. It's a lot of drama just to get in and out of bed at the moment, so.
Oh, you can't hear you, David.
Okay, so I suppose I should jump in here. Brian, while you were talking, I had my AI, which has my personality and Andrew's personality and Laura's personality and Amy's personality and Dale's personality, and I generated a bunch of revocations concerning your condition.
Yeah.
And I'm going to drop it into the chat.
Thank you.
And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen today. Anybody who comes in, we're going to drop meeting group chat. Brian, can you see it?
Uh,
No, we can't.
Here you go. Here are your revocations. There are 5 of them. How do you press enter to send? There are too many of them. Okay, why does Zoom restrict? Why does Zoom restrict you from sending stuff? Okay, so if I take that out, it's still too much. Let's go 1 revocation at a time, shall we?
Yes.
You wanna, Brian, you want to be able to utter these revocations. Can we do that together, everyone?
Yeah.
Yep.
Revocation number 1, here we go. You're in a mentorship class. I hereby revoke all beliefs that my body is weak or incapable of healing. I reclaim my inherent power to manifest vitality and strength within my physical vessel. My body is a sacred temple, and I honor its capacity for regeneration and health. Just let that sink in. Let it sink in. Okay? Let it sink in. Let me know when I can go to the next one.
So do you want to read this out as well, Brian?
yeah. Shall we read together, or do you want me to read?
Yeah, you just read it out on your own. Some great words. Yeah.
Recognition of power. I hereby revoke all beliefs that my body is weak or incapable of healing. I reclaim my inherent power to manifest vitality and strength within my physical vessel. My body is a sacred temple, and I honor its capacity for regeneration and health.
Okay. Listen to the concepts of this revocation. You are not powerless. You're not. Okay? As long as you're alive, things can change. You have command over your cells. You have command over your cells. So a lot of what is happening is that you may be outsourcing some of your power. This is the hot seat, so I get to tell you that, right? Only you can claim sovereignty over your cells and your healing process, right? The people that are helping you, massage therapists, doctors, and so on, they are like your team, but they're not the main actors in your healing. You got that?
Yep.
Okay, good, because we're going to move on to the next one. You want to read that?
A release of past pain. I release all memories and emotions attached to past physical pain or limitations. I revoke any hold these experiences may have on my present reality. I surrender this pain to this universe, inviting healing light to fill the spaces they once occupied.
Okay, let me acquaint you with a medical condition called RSD. It's a reflex syndrome disorder, okay? When you are injured or when you are hurt or when your body is weak, your mind remembers the weakness, the pain, and the hurt. A lot of the pain that you are experiencing in present day is mixed up in the emotions and the pain of the past. You need to separate what's actually happening from what you anticipate is happening or what you anticipated was happening in the past. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Because you got to strain out what is reality from what is your mind torturing you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
We're going down the path there. Strain out what is reality from what your mind is. The reality is that I met you recently, didn't I, Brian?
Yes, just last week.
You're not a weak man. If you're telling yourself that, that's a bunch of crap. I know weak men when I see that.
No, I haven't given up yet by any stretch of the imagination.
No, right? And once you haven't given up and you are that man that I saw and I met, you can do anything. You will, all of these things that you went through in your life, this is just another thing that you're going through in your life. And you are going to crush this thing. You will. You want to know why you will? Because if you survived prison guard duty, believe me, you can survive this. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? If you can survive prison guard duty, believe me, this is the last one. I'm just going to drop it in there. You can go ahead. Read that.
Detachment from negative labels. I revoke the labels of disability and weakness that have been imposed upon me by myself and others. I declare that I am not defined by my physical condition. I am a powerful spiritual being experiencing a human journey. My spirit is unbounded and my potential limitless.
Let's go back to the beginning. Brian, you have control over your healing. Trust me. There are people that have been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I met one of them on Sunday. Stage 4 cancer. She was on her way out. And you want to know, this was in 2009, right? You want to know the first thing that came out of her mouth? She was actually selling insurance because, you know, the insurance screwed her over, right? I went to a trade show. And the first thing that came out of that woman's mind is that I have 2 kids and I intended to live. You understand? Did you hear that? She had 2 kids and she was going to force herself to live. Well, cancer didn't stick around her, clearly, right? It ran away. Stage 4 cancer is the final stages, is when they put you on palliative care. Okay?
Yep. Yes.
This woman fought back against this concept. Her GP told her, yeah, this is the end. And she fought back against that. When you meet real people who do these things, these remarkable, miraculous things, you understand, Brian, that you have control of every cell in your body. Any attachments or labels that the doctor tell you you have, or whatever sickness that you have, right? Reject all of that immediately. Take it out of your mind and say, you know what? I am actually Brian Good, sir. And that's a damn good name to have.
Oh, yeah.
You're not bad, sir. You are good, sir. Okay,
Yes.
you are good, sir. That is the only label you need. You feel me?
Well, I took back my power at the beginning of the year and got rid of my diabetes and my high blood pressure and my gout
Yes.
medication.
So if you could do that, guess what? Next Olympics, we break dancing for Australia or what?
Maybe.
David,
Okay.
do you want to share your story about your pain? Because you've shared it before.
Yeah, so
That could
when
help,
I was
Brian.
younger, I was lifting weights. I crushed some nerves at the bottom of my back. As you can imagine, the pain was intense. The solution was for the GP and the surgeons to go into my back and cut it open and like put pins and stuff like that. And I decided that, yeah, no. Right. And I used yoga to pull those bones apart. Traction, utilizing yoga. Okay. For those of you who know what the downward facing dog is, I spent a lot of time in that position. Okay. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie. The pain was intense and I was stubborn and nobody's going to cut open my back to do anything, right? But I took the pain and in 4 to 5 months, because of my stubbornness, I went back into the gym and I lifted the same weight because I'm also really, really stupid, in case you didn't figure that out, right? So I lifted the same weight again out of sheer stubbornness. And ever since then, that weight was absolutely of no consequence to me, because sometimes you have to go back to the place that hurts you to get past the place that hurts you. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, anybody who comes into this chat, I will give you those revocations. Brian, you copy those revocations from the chat, use them. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
We're giving free revocations today. We'll generate revocations for anybody who comes into the chat. Not a problem.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks for calling in, bro.
Brian.
My pleasure. Thank you.
See you soon, brother.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We next have Leslie giving you the signal to unmute. Hello, Leslie. Are you there?
Yeah, I am here actually.
Hi, Leslie.
Can you
Where are you
hear me?
calling from? Yes, can hear you just fine.
Oh,
Where you-
okay. I didn't know I was going to come on. But anyway, that's fine.
There you
Hi,
go.
Leslie.
There you
We
go.
don't bite. We don't bite.
I'm calling from Suffolk, UK.
Welcome to the show. So, how is the world of Leslie? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, yeah, the world of Leslie's quite good at the moment, actually. I mean, I've got a few health problems that I'm sort of working through. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, work is reasonably good. There's a lot of change at work at the moment. I work in advertising for my local council. That's my kind of pay the bills job. I also before COVID and all that nonsense was around. I was practicing Reiki and I did a bit of drumming and things like that. But then during that, I kind of stepped back a bit from it, and I'm sort of now, I suppose now I'm at the point where I'm thinking of going back into it all again and just deciding where I want to go this time, what I want to do. I might do a bit of retraining or something.
So, can I ask you what took you out? So, do you go to spiritual events and do spiritual work now, or are you thinking of getting back into it?
I'm sort of thinking about getting back into it again because
Okay.
I haven't done anything for a couple of years.
So, my question to you would be, what made you fall off the spiritual path last time in hindsight?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I moved home. I suppose that was quite stressful in itself because I moved home the first year of lockdown. And, you know, by virtue of that fact, I was at home and couldn't go out and give treatments, you know. And I don't know what it was. I think it was once people started to get into, you know, offering therapies again, there were all the rules around the masks and everything, and I just wasn't really comfortable with that. So I kind of said, no, I don't want to treat people anymore. But then I did miss it, but I just thought, no, I just don't want to do it now, you know. But unfortunately, that also did affect my own personal practice, and I did kind of, you know, that kind of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm trying to. Well, I am, you know, getting back into a regular kind of spiritual practice. But I'm also thinking of training in something else as well.
Just a question then, because as I'm picking up something in your voice. So go back to when you talked about the mask and what made you fall off. Did you say because you had to wear a mask, you gave up on your practice?
Well, yeah. I mean, you had to wear the health centre where I worked, and also I think the Reiki Federation possibly were saying that this is what you had to wear. You had to wear a facial mask, and then also one of these plastic visor things. And I just thought, no, I didn't want to do it. So that kind of put me off. So I guess that was the reason. Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
As I read you straight away, there's like a spiritual stubbornness in you, and this spiritual stubbornness, you're gonna I picked it up straight away. So there's a spiritual stubbornness in you which stops you, and then it turns into a give up energy. And I think for you specifically, it's going to be about how you can actually let down, lower the brain waves, and relax. Because as I scan your energy, you find it so hard to relax, that there's always a high adrenaline environment, high adrenaline body. The nature of your work, where you're at and what you're doing, obviously, that doesn't help. So you're going to have to find and carve time for yourself. Laura, do you want to talk a little bit about carving time for ourselves and how we can go into those deeper stages of relaxation? Because this is very important for you to do that.
Yes, you need Andrew's wonderful schedule magic. So split up your day into the things that you absolutely have to do, and make sure that part of the stuff you absolutely have to do is for you and only you. So you want some time to do meditation, some time to do spiritual practice, whatever form that spiritual practice takes. And we always talk about doing a variety of spiritual practices. And I think a variety would help you.
Yeah.
Because, to be hot seat blunt with you, there's a bit of wishy-washiness about it. About you wanting to do it. And as Dale said, I think, you know, if you could just buckle down and do some of this and put it on a schedule, and something different each day, and start off maybe 15 minutes a day. We're not asking for anything too taxing. That for a week, a couple of weeks, and then build it up to half an hour a day, say 6 days a week, something like that. You've all heard Anne's grades on.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I used to do before I dropped out. I did, it was about 30 minutes a day. I used to be really disciplined.
Yeah, so you've lost the discipline. So you need
I've lost the discipline.
Yeah, you need a calendar on the wall or a diary in front of you on the table, something that you stick to. It's all right if you swap things around. I know we all have stuff we have to attend to, but whatever way round you do it, you make sure there's that time for you in the day. I mean, I'm sure David will probably say an hour's meditation minimum. Then if you can find it, yes. It's not always possible. I understand that. But it is possible to write it in the diary and to do your best to stick to that. And don't let other people's emergencies take you off track. That's the other thing we do.
Yeah.
Agendas overall. There's obviously real emergencies. That's common sense. But don't let other people's emergencies take you off track. Because in the end, you're going to reap heaps from this.
Yes, I know. I do realise that. Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah, you know it.
I do.
You know it.
Leslie, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Amy. You go.
Go ahead. Oh,
so you go, Per. Go.
I might be changing the course. But go.
No. You go, Amy Kruzic. You
okay,
go.
So Leslie, I want to ask you, what is it that you don't like about change?
And
the reason I'm asking is because I heard you say change is at work.
Yeah,
changes.
You picked up well on that, because I was quite concerned about the changes that have happened or are happening a few months ago, but then I think I came to the point where I think it was because there was a lot of somebody was leaving at work, and I wasn't really sure how that was going to impact the whole kind of team and how that would impact me as well, and it wasn't absolutely decided whether this person was actually going to leave or not. It was all very uncertain, and I think that kind of contributed to the stress of it. But now I've kind of embraced it, really, I guess, and I'm quite excited by the changes that are happening all around me. It's pretty good.
What about change for you? Because it doesn't matter about the other people, but the change of having to wear a mask or the face guard.
Oh, that,
all that stuff. Yeah. There's something I'm touching on, I'm not sure, but there's something with change that you feel uncomfortable in, because change can mean choice, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of have to be open to change. I guess I'm talking more general personally. Like think of major changes in your life that maybe you fought on, maybe like Dale was picking up on the stubbornness to change. I don't know. I'm just, only you know.
I mean, I suppose I can be stubborn. I suppose I get a little bit, I'd probably be a little bit set in my ways, and, I'm trying to be more flexible on things, I am trying. But
what I'd recommend is to start writing down your stubbornness, and when it comes out, write it down and start seeing what the separation between you as an I am aware choice being to the program of stubbornness, which will take you away from the unlimited point of view. It's about you seeing the two sides of the pendulum for you, because you swing from one side to the next very easily. And what I'd say is you're mostly in program mode throughout the day. So all of these programs and the stubbornness and the overwhelm completely overwhelms you and takes away your life force. And it's about you carving out time to get your life force again. I personally don't think you will do well with long meditations. I think you're going to have to start with prana work, breathing work to really help you with the lowering the brain waves. I'm going to bring David Ellis in here to talk about what are the best practices for her to develop that stillness and go into that space.
I have to agree with you that, Dale. Leslie, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Who are your friends?
Who are my friends? I don't actually have that many. I have a few. And I do, yeah, I know what you're going to say. And I'm trying to be more sociable. I've had loads of kind of promptings just to get out there a bit more, because to be honest, I felt, sorry, I'm gabbling on a bit. I felt like I've still been a bit in lockdown. I've not totally come out of lockdown.
Oh, you think? Oh, okay. Leslie,
I've still got this in my head, but I know. Carry on. Sorry.
Leslie, so at what point in time did you sink into the quicksand of life? Because you do realize you're sinking into the quicksand, right?
In what way? What do you mean?
Well, let's put it this way. You think you're still in lockdown, but don't worry, Leslie. I have a solution for you while we were talking, because that's what I do. Solution guy. So I'm going to drop something into the chat. And Leslie, that's for you.
Thank you.
My God. Why does Zoom not let me do anything like who invents a communications platform with a... Anyway. All right. So I'm going to just send you some affirmations. I want you to just consider what it is that I'm going to send to you. Okay?
Yep.
Embracing your journey. Let's go through it. Leslie, in this space of tranquility, let us anchor some affirmations together. Shall we do it together?
Yeah.
Feel free to repeat them silently or aloud, embracing the energy behind each phrase. Leslie, you're going to read this with me.
Okay.
I am committed to my spiritual practice. Say it.
I am committed to my spiritual practice.
Are you committed to your spiritual practice, Leslie?
I am committed to my spiritual practice.
You mean that really, really deeply?
I do.
Okay. I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, Leslie.
I embrace challenges as opportunities for growth.
Do you see why that's important, Leslie?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Do you see where you might be going off the train tracks where this is concerned? So let me tell you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Let me tell you a story. So COVID happened, and a whole bunch of businesses, I moved during COVID because whatever, and there were a whole bunch of businesses that couldn't transition from a brick and mortar thing to an online space. You adapt. We are spiritual people. We adapt. We adapt to any circumstance, right? When the World War III is over, we will be the people standing here. Adapt. Adaptation is what we do. I trust the process of my unfolding.
I trust the process of my unfolding.
Oh, that sounded a little bit weak. Do you really trust the process of your unfolding?
Probably not. Yeah, I did feel that. Yeah, I'm not
Do you really trust the process of your unfolding?
I love that she can laugh about it, though.
Tell me about the process of your unfolding, Leslie.
I'm trying to trust the process of my unfolding.
Okay, so
I get that one. I do get that one. I'm a little bit impatient. I'm trying to be more in flow of everything. I think I'm getting there. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there. I'm laughing about it because I know it's true that I've not been in that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my question to you is, why do you not trust the process of your unfolding?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's connected to the challenges, embracing challenges, I guess. And it's probably sprinkled with a bit of fear on certain things, maybe. I don't know.
What do you fear, Leslie? What do you fear? Tell us about your fears.
What do I fear?
Do you
Well, I
fear
suppose
failure?
yeah, I think I probably do. But I think I probably cared a bit too much in the past about things going right.
No.
And I think everybody does to a certain extent. But
Things like
yeah,
what?
well, I mean, I was concerned about how my Reiki practice would go. It went okay. It didn't go as well as I'd like it to. It wasn't failure as such, but it just didn't quite turn out how I wanted. But then I think I probably should have maybe taken a different approach, or adapted, like you say, and thought about maybe different ways to bring it. I don't know, that sort of thing.
Okay, so Leslie, adaptation is what we do. If something doesn't work, you adapt, okay? And you adapt. And when something doesn't work, what you do is you close your eyes and you say, hey, universe, this isn't working as well as I would like. Give me an answer, and I don't know. I'll give you 20 minutes of meditation. You know what I mean? Negotiate. Because the part, I don't like labels, but this is how this works. If you are a spiritual person, part of you is a yogi, part of you is a magician, part of you is all of those labels that you read in these books. Does that make sense? So when something is not working right, you need to stop. Stop, first of all, and then ask, I need a solution to make this work right. And you'd be surprised if you listen to the inner voices inside of you, your guides, the universe, it will give you the answers that you are looking for. The last one, shall we? Every day I grow stronger in my spiritual connection. Tell me about your spiritual connection, Leslie.
Every day I grow stronger in my spiritual connection.
How does that resonate for you? Let's hear it.
I do feel that. I do feel it is getting stronger. The more I practice, I do feel. Yeah. But I went for a crystal healing treatment recently, and the lady who sort of was doing it for me, she went through the chakras, and she said my third eye was totally shut, was totally closed, which really surprised me. But then it kind of didn't, because I haven't been, I used to do things like card readings and stuff like that, which I gave up really.
So your spiritual muscles are atrophying because of lack of use.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah.
Your spiritual muscles are atrophying because of lack of use. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so
they have done, but they're coming back, and I'm very enthusiastic about it.
Leslie, here are your tasks, your homework. Number one, you're going to find yourself a spiritual friend to encourage you to practice with. That's number one. Okay? Because their aloneness is not allowing you to grow as you really should. And you are suffering from a kind of pointlessness happening. And that can't continue to happen. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing that you might want to do, my dear, is exercise your spiritual muscles. You absolutely will have to do so. And just so that we're clear, I'm going to put a psychic flashcard test in the messages, and you can go practice your psychic awareness. I actually created something digital for you. Because I have these things and I deal with people on a daily basis. Please click that link, and you're going to practice and practice until you get really good at this stuff. And this is how I'm dropping you in the deep end of the pool. When you click that link, I'm going to set up a test for you. The test is going to test your psychic awareness. So now you have to reach. It's fun, and you can get to do it every day until you get really good at that stuff. Okay?
Okay.
That's mine.
Oh. Do you want me to click it now, or is this just like?
You can just copy it and
oh, okay.
Use it whenever you need
to.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Oh,
Amy, what are you doing? You clicking the link?
What? I did not.
You're clicking the link, aren't you, lady? You're clicking the link. Look, Laura, look, I can see it on your faces. What is wrong with the two of you?
I've seen these.
It's not about you all.
I've seen them already. I've seen them already, David.
Okay.
And I know a guy. I know a guy.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I think we might have a. Oh no, I'm wrong. Oh, sorry. I swear there's a picture of a troll who's just coming up. There is.
Gotcha.
The spotted troll where I've seen you before.
No, let the troll come in. Oh my God, I was going to have some fun.
That's the one who did. Yeah, it was that guy as well. Yeah, he's gone out now.
No, let him come in. He needs healing too. Trolls need some love as well.
So all it would be the image I think we had last time of a guy soiling himself for ages, and that was it. And it was just a screaming noise. There was no actually person behind it. It was the same guy as well.
He definitely needs help then.
Yes. So Leslie, thank you so much for calling in. Call in again in a few weeks' time and where you're at.
Nice surprise. Thanks very much. Thanks. Nice surprise.
Thanks, Leslie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're now going to get the Dennis Baldwin on.
Oh, wait. Helena has their hand up.
So Dennis came in really early, but he is coming on because he told me. Yeah. So we'll get Dennis on, then we'll get the rest of them on. Dennis, giving you the signal to unmute.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Dennis.
Hi, Dennis.
How are you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Good, thank you. What's going on in the world of Dennis?
Well, I mean, I see my programs more than I used to. So where usually I would be stuck in these programs while observing, I can actually see them, which makes sense because I see that I'm in program mode all the time, basically, except if I do my spiritual work. But it also starts to go into the spiritual work because I overdo it. Because it's been like to compensate for the fact that I haven't processed all these emotions, and yeah, it's been kind of like the fill up. So I've been noticing this more and more the past weeks, and I've been trying to get rid of the mono practice because the amount of content is just insane. So not using all the content was just a shame for me. So I'm very happy to discover new ways of doing my inner work and yeah, just staying grounded and doing my sport and actually enjoying life as if it's never happened. So yeah, it's doing very well.
So Mr. Dennis, we are going to put you straight on the hot seat. Yeah. So you are coming to sit down on the hot seat. This seat is very hot. It has a fire underneath.
Yeah, I can feel it. Yeah.
And just take a rest, my friend. Take a seat. And so we have first up, we have the Amy Kruzic coming forward with her questions of wisdom. So Amy, what would you like to ask Dennis to start this hot seat investigation?
Dennis, would you like to share the program that keeps rinsing and repeating with yourself that you're stuck in, that you're in flux with?
So the program, I mean the the main program I would say is the illusion shard, where I go into illusions about certain things, and apparently it's the shard that's the most, let's say, violent. Violent. But I'd say the other shards are the opposite. So it's like way too soft. So it's the concept of being like not hard enough with your hardness, and it feels like a program that I took on from my parents is that I'm kind of angry, but the thing is that it's a false angry. So I cannot really get angry. So I'm kind of angry, but it's never the truth. It's just anger from my parents, and so I can never release the anger, and I'm always in a kind of smoothness. So whenever I go into one or the other, there is a program there. So I would say the main program is the one that keeps on like making me go from one to the other, not realizing that I'm doing actual like work and that there are victories.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so this illusion shard, is it, so you're familiar with it? Like I'm thinking like you've made friends with it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that usually when I was like beforehand, I had like an entity in me, and the thing is that I was working in symbiosis with the entity, so it was giving me light, and then it was taking my light. And when it got out, my programs kind of went into this place in the parasympathetic. So I think, well, I mean, that's my theory. That's why I don't have the ability to say no to shards, to certain shards with like with success all the time. Like I always get stuck in a program that keeps like making reappear like false thoughts or images that are in my head for like more than a year. So I try to say no to it, but the thing is that it constantly keeps on pulling up these images, and I keep on saying no. But the thing is that I'm super ungrounded.
So maybe, you know what I just had, maybe that's where your anger needs to come in, is to the shard.
Yes, I try.
Because if you just say no, like it's like, you know, sometimes with a child, you have to use your like big voice and say no.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
It seems as though maybe this shard really, it's like it feels like a game you're playing with it. Do you enjoy it? Did you enjoy this shard?
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like before it used to be like this, so it's kind of the habit that I have since I'm like very small to have like someone like in my ear, like a demon, like tell me something. So it's just darkness that I have to like get out of my system. But yeah, it's just complicated to stop it, because like it seems like any answer that I have, it can like play it against me. So the fact that I have doubt, it's gonna use it against me. So if I just don't care and I do something bad, without doubt, I'm not gonna be in program mode. But if I'm gonna try to do something good, then I'm immediately gonna go into program mode. So it's kind of the doubt thing that I have to remove.
The doubt.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Can I say
Anyone
something
else?
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis, read that in the chat.
So, okay, doubt. I acknowledge the self-doubt that has plagued my spirit and dimmed my light. Today, I revoke the belief in my unworthiness and the notion that my dreams are unattainable.
Mm-hmm.
I embrace the truth that I'm a divinely guided, and my intuition is a powerful tool. I choose to trust myself and my path, knowing that all answers lie within.
So tell me, what are the answers to your problems right now?
I would say honestly, just doing whatever and not just staying stuck in the same habit patterns. I would say it's very easy. It's like if I just go out and do something, my brain is gonna like take it on, because I used to be like this, and now that I'm more like attuned to myself, I think that I can go back to it very fast. So I think it's just literally like not doing the same thing over and over again, and it can be quite easy.
Tell me about your anger.
Honestly, the thing is that I was always telling everyone since I was small that I'm very happy that I only live like like a euphoric life, and I believed it until very late. And I didn't really acknowledge my anger at all. And then I had to see my anger. And then I realized that it's good to actually go into your anger, like because it's not gonna be repressed. So I tried to do this, and the more that I tried to do this, the more that I got stuck in this. The best way that I can describe it is like the city program vibe, where like you're kind of angry all the time, but you're not angry, and it's kind of like weird because I never like was angry for anything, and now I'm more angry, but it's not real anger. So I would say my true anger is like. It's about the stuckness, the fact that I'm way too soft and it's not my real like personality.
Dennis, read what's coming in the chat right now.
Revocation of anger and resentment. Today, I choose to let go of anger and resentment that have clouded my spirit and hindered my progress. I revoke any attachments to the past that have fed this negativity. I am a vessel of love, compassion, and peace. I choose to live in harmony with myself and others, allowing the healing energies of forgiveness to fill my heart.
Question. You just mentioned that you might have inherited anger from your parents. Tell me about that, because the truth of the matter is your anger is taking a lot of energy out of you, isn't it?
I mean, if you say it like this, I can see it. But before I couldn't, I wasn't sure. So I guess that you're very right.
So anger is like a fire that requires oxygen. What are you feeding the anger with?
The constant stuckness of not doing something different and not actually going where I want to go, where I'm like ready to go. So it's constantly making me angry, even though I can. I'd say it's this.
Okay, so, because you feel stuck? Go ahead, Dale.
Can I just say, Dennis, can you, if it's okay with you, can you let David know about the boundary issue with your parents? Because that would help a lot what's going on.
Yes, so I mean, yeah, the story continues actually. So yeah, there is a problem because my parents, they for like a year and a half, they could come. Well, I mean, they can come to my space, to my apartment, without like telling me prior. And the thing is that I tried to tell them before, like a lot of times, but their mentality from the family, because they grew up and everyone was like living together, that they can come in and that whatever. And so the thing is that they don't even like think that they should like message me before they come. And when they come, the thing is that my mom would like scream in the hallway like until I would open it, you know, like for hours, you know. So it's kind of crazy. And recently she came back and Dale told me to write her a letter because it would bring like a balance to the DNA lineage. And so I did my light language a little bit, and they wanted to change the log because here I can like lock it from inside, but just because I found like a cheat code. But they said that they're gonna change the locks. So I was like, nah, fuck this shit. So I just sent the letter and I didn't talk to her. And now she sent me a message and apparently she's sleeping with the letter. I don't know why, but it's kind of funny to know the story. But yeah, so this was the problem because like they don't really see privacy as a thing, like in their view of the world. So it's been interesting to.
So you have a major boundary problem, is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
And why haven't you established that boundary?
I mean, I have said it before. Now, have I said it with 100% sovereignty? No, because there's too much fear that because they like I used to be like beat them a little bit, but just a little bit, you know. So there's always like that fear in these programs that come up, but I tell them. So I mean, I wrote a letter, which kind of is better, but the thing is that they really don't understand it. Like I wanted to make peace without totally like cutting them off 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just for me to see what is the balance here and not to go too much into war and and do something that's not like neutral.
Let me ask you a question, Dennis. What is happening is that people are taking your agency and your power, right? And you're feeling powerlessness, and that's what the anger is. Part of that anger is being directed towards yourself, and it is feeding off of you. Dennis, once again, last time, read what's inside the chat.
Revocation of soul shards and fragmentation. I acknowledge the fragments of my soul may have been scattered due to past trauma or negative experiences. I revoke the ties to any past soul shards that no longer align with my higher self. I call back all the lost pieces of my being, integrating them with love and compassion. I am a whole and complete, standing in my power.
Now read that last line aloud so that people can hear you.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Be very, very mindful that the things that beset your life right now that are making you are angry at yourself for not acknowledging your own power. You need to put in those boundaries and so on. I understand that you have put boundaries in it before, right? Your main construct, if you want that anger to go, is either you leave or you deal with the situation that is besetting you right now. I understand that people are violating your boundaries and so on, but what they're really violating is your agency, and you are in a cycle of anger, feeding upon anger. The anger, the oxygen that you're feeding the anger is yourself. And you're not necessarily dealing with soul shards from the past. You are fragmenting as we speak. You do realize this, right? You're fragmenting. These programs are trying to keep you destabilized. And I just want to remind you, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. You feel me? There's a big difference here. Okay? So if you want to express your anger, you need to express your anger immediately and forcefully in the right direction and not let your anger feed on you. Because that's where it's getting the oxygen from. You try to utilize anger outwardly, but the way you are utilizing it is not working. Okay? You need to transmute that anger into something we call indignation. Indignation is righteous anger. Okay? It's not anger for anger's sake. I'll explain to you, I'll illustrate to you what I mean. Right? If I am angry and I shout at somebody at the top of my voice, it is of no consequence. If I am angry and I become calm and I say, this is what is going to happen through assertion of my sovereign space, of my sovereignty, it hits different. It hits different, right? Make sure that that anger is coming outward and not necessarily coming back inside of you and feeding on yourself. Does that make sense to you, my man?
Yes, a lot. Thank you so much. Yes, it makes a lot of sense to calm down and actually let it out in this way. Now that you tell me, I can actually see it all. It's I didn't know the anger was such a big part of this whole equation. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, man. Thank you so much.
Yep, not a problem. Anybody else? Jump in.
Laura, get your torch out and start shining it. What is
Get yourself back to being grounded, Dennis, because I think you said just now you felt ungrounded a lot of the time. I mean, you know how to get yourself grounded, and that will also help with the anger, transmute some of the anger.
Yes.
Being grounded. I mean, you know about the self-empowerment journey. You've done a couple of lots of combined healing with us as well, haven't you? And we've all spoken at length with you. So I know you know.
Yes.
You know about self-mastery and so on. So get doing some of those things.
Yes, I'll try to listen.
Yeah.
your life's going to be so different when you come into your power, Dennis. Even though parts of you are in power, but when you start bringing more of yourself into the power, your whole journey is going to change. It really is. So it's about you up now, using your voice, and making yourself be heard, and not letting your parents or family run over you and go into your field, go into your space anymore. You have to say no with such force that you don't. When you speak to them, they come straight into your energy field and they submit you. And you really have to go in prepared this time and start learning certain words which don't trigger them as much, but you have to be in their presence with a stance of power and potentially setting a treatment forward in time. So you remind yourself that when you're talking to them, where there's a time where they've overstepped the line and you have to say, right, I have to speak up and say my power now, say my voice. Like I do it as well to my mum and some of my family members. I send treatments forward to myself as I start speaking to them, just reminding me, the prayers reminding me of the past. Stay in your power, because what will happen, they'll try and trigger you, which you will get triggered, and you'll go into the trigger mode, and they'll come straight in your field and take your energy. Happens all the time. Everyone listening, notice your triggers with your parents or your family members. When you start talking, notice your observations of how you speak, how you act, what body position you go into. Family members have a really easy access to get into our own energy field from growing up with them. So being observant, Dennis, about you now is so important. And this like everyone speaking to you here is, I think the woo-woo and all the spiritual stuff still do that, but the psychological stuff and you, the counseling, getting yourself is the most important thing right now for you. Really figuring out who you are and the personalities, doing the work, getting help as well. Like there's people here who do sessions regularly, getting help regularly. Amy, do you want to add anything else to that?
Yeah. Also, Dennis, I wanted to ask you about anxiety and anxiousness, because that's like a paradox with anger, right? You get anxious with your parents, but yet you're angry at them for not giving you boundaries. And it just felt to me does this make sense? Like, it feels as though you have some kind of anxiousness.
Oh yeah, a lot. Like the whole day. Yes, I mean it's way more than it used to be. So the more that I actually got into my power, let's say, the more that my shards started to play with me. The thing is that I don't know how much is it actually my shards, or how much is it actually me that comes back to all the shells. So I see the anxiety that's here. I mean, I can deal with it so much better than before, because I used to do so much work to like get rid of this anxiety since I was in my 14s and 15, and I just forgot about the work that I was doing, because I used to like I was trying at one point to come up to people and just talk to them in the street, which really helps to see the programs. But now I kind of stopped, because I see it more as forcing a certain event. But I really don't know if it is. So, I mean, this is the way that I get anxiety out, because I actually do something that gets me more to see how powerful I am. So all the other anxiety that is not real, it kind of falls away. So it's like everything is bad in my life until it really goes bad, and then I'm chill and I can think straight. So this is the thing with anxiety. I'm just so used to it that I don't really put in the effort to say no strong enough, because I'm just too used to it.
Yeah. I don't know. Just pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Your anxiety and your
entire
anger.
ocean in a drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Laura, you need to unmute.
Thank you, Amy. Take a moment, Dennis, before you speak to your parents or communicate with them, and make sure you're grounded and bring your brain down to your heart, because that's what your voice is, your heart-brain connection, and there you'll find your power rather than the adrenal-based reaction. Turn reaction to creation with your heart. involved as well, and that will keep it balanced, because you can still hold unconditional love while you set up the boundaries. In fact, they're the stronger ones because they're almost non-agendered from that point of view.
Yes, it's a good way to practice. Yeah, thank you. I'll try this one.
All right, my love.
I have one other question. Are you starting to understand your parents' pattern? Like, are you starting to understand how they work with you?
Yes. I mean,
okay.
Yes, I mean, I do understand how they worked with me a lot better than it used to be. The thing is that I mainly see how my shards trick me into an illusion to not see this. So it was very fun because I know that it's here, but my shards make it look like it's not here. So I literally could go through the conversation. It would seem like okay, like from my perspective, but in reality, I know that it's not okay. So it's kind of weird because it's the first place where I can actually see how much I'm in a program mode during the day. So it's kind of the best thing for me to practice.
And what do you do in the moment when you see it happening? How are you understanding it and doing it in the moment with your parents?
So in the moment, when I'm with my parents, I am usually calm. I stay neutral, like to the max that I can, and I just observe my shards because I know that they're here. Like right now when I go on to shows, so I just observe my shards. I just see how they're making me tense up, and I try to see where I cut off information and where I'm scared, like that they might project on me or something else. Because I used to be very scared before to even come close to them because of projection. So it was kind of like this constant anxiety, like oh, they might project on me. So
that's
the mirrors up, but in reality, the less that I'm scared, the better it is. So yeah, I'd say right now I just like in the now I just try to be calm, and if I say no, I just say no, and I just observe how my anger is trying to get out. But I just don't let it out.
So Dennis, me personally, I don't think when you're saying shard, I don't think this is a shard. I think this is mainly embedded into your personality now. And it's going to be a case of you over a long period of time claiming and clawing power back day to day, month by month, year by year. It was a shard at one point, but I think it's bleeded through into your reality as your personality now, and you've kind of submitted to it. It's done like the WWE wrestling when they pin you 1, 2, 3. So for you, it would be about me personally. I would go get some psychotherapy sessions and go into really advanced counseling where you can actually start speaking to someone on a regular basis, going back and start unraveling it with talking, because you've done so much spirit work. And I think the amount of spirit work you've done was needed for that moment, but now it's about you talking, getting help in different ways, but knowing you've got the spiritual background to help you as well. We all get counseling. We all need help. Everyone. I go see some people for counseling and psychotherapy and so on. It's so important. Even the teachers have to do it. So my advice is to do that, Dennis, is to seek that help so you can really dive deep into the past and understand how to claw your power back bit by bit, day by day, year by year.
Yeah. And do the human thing. I'm just thinking with that's the human thing. Put your spiritual aside, because it might want to bleed through when you're in sessions in therapy, and they're not going to understand what a shard is and what that is. But yeah, they're not going to understand the spiritual side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do it.
Yeah, just talk as if you're talking to a friend that is not even spiritual. Yeah.
Okay, like this. Okay, thank you. I would have totally done it. Thank you.
So another thing, Dennis, would be to read non-spiritual books. So like a story or a fiction, and start doing loads of writing where you're learning new words and you're trying to come out of being spiritual 24/7. Because at the moment, the spiritualness takes over you, and there has to be an understanding, like Amy says, of you being the human Dennis as well. And the human Dennis is a part of you which is going to claw back the power.
And I have to admit to you, Dennis, that's funny because Dale's like, okay, Amy, your turn and you're talking about an illusion shard. And I'm like, I don't, I understand them, but I had to talk to you in a different way, if that makes sense. Because
yeah, I get it. Yes.
Because me being a counselor, I don't speak to people that way because most of my people that I talk with are not like us.
Okay, I see. It's kind of like the basis is totally different to start the conversation.
So you're human. Maybe is lost in there somewhere, like the human Dennis, like the, and the psychotherapy will help bring him out, if that makes sense to you.
Yes, for sure. Yes,
and
thank you.
Remind yourself, Dennis, you're an incredible person. You're a genius.
Yeah.
Always remember that. We're not putting you down in any way, shape, or form. There's an inner genius in you ready to come out. But I think that inner genius has to go through the human school of hard knocks. Of really getting to that human state. Really being a grounded person. And your empowerment will start. Yeah, we love you. And you've been part of the show for ages and done trainings and so on. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You got this, Dennis.
Yeah, you have.
You got this.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
You too.
Reach out to us if you need to, Dennis. Reach out to us.
Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dennis, you still there?
Yes.
So, Amy, is Dennis on the UCM community?
Yes, he is in the UCM community.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for calling in, Dennis. You have a great day.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Dennis.
much. You too, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, Helena. If you come on next week, we'll get you on next time because we are at the end of the show. What a great show, guys. Really great show.
Thank you for everybody volunteering. Yeah.
So
I'm glad that we had the turnout.
Yes. So how can people get a hold of you, David, and what's coming up for you?
Well, what's coming up is that I'm going to be teaching a detoxification course in November coming up. That's big coming up. People generally think of detoxification in only like, let me get some, I don't know, senna and eat it or something. But the detoxification we're talking about is detoxifying your house. And I'm not just talking about from the physical manifest perspective down to detoxifying your house from negative influences. So we're going to be teaching you what household detergents are in your house, right? That are poisoning you presently. We're going to be teaching you how to make your house and your environment a lot less toxic than it needs to be. We're going to be teaching you how to detoxify your body as well. A lot of people don't realize that there is no spirituality in toxicity. I should actually coin that as a phrase. There is no spirituality in toxicity. Right. So there is no spirituality in toxicity. So if your body is encumbered by a bunch of toxic substances, if your mind is encumbered by toxic thoughts, if your spirit is encumbered by toxic programs and soul shards, which we were just discussing, we are going to teach you how to clean all of that stuff out, because let me tell you, it'll be like shedding 100 pounds off of yourself. Okay. So I'm doing that in November the 13th, or I believe. But before that, I came with a little gift for your audience. Joel, are you with us? Because the first thing I want to drop is a detoxification quiz. I'm not sure if it's the first one I dropped there. I'm going to drop it into the chat. For those of you who are in the chat, you can click it. Joel, can you drop that? Is Joel there? Am I talking to myself?
Yes, he's here.
He's there.
Okay, so that would be the detoxification quiz. The second one would be something that everybody needs. So if you weren't in the chat and if you're not watching the show, you're not going to see it. It's unveiling the truth, unmasking the truth. Is your partner, that may be your sexual or romantic partner, a narcissist, sociopath, or DSM-5, so you know for sure you're going to get the right answer. Okay? It's based on the trait analysis of the DSM-5. So if you're looking at your partner sideways now and wondering, don't wonder, take the quiz. Your sexual or answer. Amy and I are discussing how to handle narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths, and the strategies that you use to extricate yourself from them. Joel, drop the quiz and let these people diagnose their partners and their loved ones and so on.
We can put the quiz in the description, David.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So when it's posted, we just put it in the description if you want.
I'm going to put that in the description. And I'm going to discuss this thing. We're going to stream it on Facebook so you guys can actually see who is a narcissist, who is a sociopath or psychopath. This is based on the DSM-5. That is the text that we use to analyze people's behavioral traits. So the answer that you give will be the correct answer based on psychological diagnosis. And once you understand whether you're dealing with a psychopath, narcissist, or sociopath, you better be prepared to act. Okay? When that quiz spits out a result, you better be prepared to act. And yeah, maybe we can discuss that on one of these shows.
Thank you.
So that's basically what's happening. Otherwise, you could just find me at info@unifiedhealthsystems.com.
Thank you, David. Amy?
Yes, you can join our social platform like Dennis and Laura and Dale have done at community.universalcitizentv.com. David's laughing because I used to make that up.
She always gets that wrong.
I don't know why. Dyslexic, I guess. Okay, so that's kind of like a social platform where you can just come and share things, your knowledge, your wisdom, fellowship with us. We have free resources and we have meditations and business documents and legal documents. And David has this plethora of AI tools you would not believe, software for building your business and website. And also right now we are in a live certified class, cognitive behavior therapy and hypnotherapy. And guess what? The last day to sign up, if you still want to sign up, is tomorrow. So you can reach us there. Yeah, David.
I haven't gotten over the fact that you used the word fellowship.
Yes. What's wrong with fellowship?
It's a great word.
I love that word, fellowship.
Yeah, so...
Are you not a fellow and a ship?
Yes, I'm a fellow. I'm a fellow. I'm a fellow and a fellow.
Okay.
Thank you, Amy. Any more words?
No more words today.
Laura, how can people get a hold of you?
At Laura 2feathers2 @gmail.com. If you are stuck on your life journey, if you'd like a counseling and hypnotherapy session, I was trained by David, a master in hypnotherapy and counseling. And what a fantastic course that was. I have to recommend it. But if you're stuck on your good red road walk, then I can help you with a huge shamanic toolbox that we can get you unstuck and back on the road. Also, we are opening the 6th of January, the pain management clinic in the South in the UK. This is really exciting. Last week, I did pay tribute to David and Andrew for starting this way back when, probably before COVID, as part of Combined and taking it forward into pain management. And Dale and I will be running that. And if you're interested at all or want to know more about it, we're getting the website done soon and the marketing material, but certainly both Dale and I can let you know what's happening, and we'll be taking bookings before January at a discounted rate through December, so you can try it out. And it will be in the south of the UK at a local golf club to me in Ammering, West Sussex in UK. So we also have found some very special accommodation that we can get at a very special price. So if you guys in the US, or in fact anywhere else in the world, Brian, would like to come over and visit the clinic, you don't just have to come on one day, and we can find somewhere at a very good rate to put you up. And we will be local too, and we love going out and eating and getting this soul family reunited. So
in fellowship.
And fellowship.
Yes, the fellowship has formed. The 5 wizards.
Oh my God.
The 6 wizards, the 7 wizards.
Fellowship. I'm going to use that a lot now that I know it annoys you.
Thanks, everybody. Great show. Thanks for all the callers. To everyone in the chat.
So if anybody would like to own their own fellowship and go into their self-empowerment, head over to daletobin.com. I'm offering soul surgery, psychic surgery sessions where you'll be taken to the Dreaming Lodge of the West, and you'll be taught and learn about the own introspective selves which tend to hold us back. So it will be all basically about a reading within the Valley of the Self. So you'll be able to have an understanding, and I'll go into like a reading of you where I'm kind of reflecting all of the parts of you which don't want to grow. So there'll also be an ancestral reading in that as well. So if you want to know about your ancestral DNA, your history, and get me to go in and read how the ancestry affects you in the present moment, how the karma bleeds over into your life, what you can do to start clearing karma and be a balanced person, so on and so forth. And I'd like to thank David, Amy, and Laura for subscribe, a like, and a comment. And again, all of those links we just mentioned are going to be in the description. So see you next week. Goodbye.
Happy fellowship.
The return of the king comes next week.